I don't think the fact that Aiden and I are in a bad mood is going to make this fun for you. I think you being a pain in the ass on yourself is going to make this fun for you.
Hmm.
So let's go ahead and
I,
get started with the episode.
oh yeah, let's do this.
Go ahead, Aiden. Slashers,
Slashers.
your favorite horror podcast about your favorite horror meteor. It is me, Mikey, joined as always by my beautiful co-hosts Aid and Lance. We are here today with the last episode of April. Not looking for what month it was. I have no idea what month it is.
Mm-mm.
And as always, for the past couple months, we've been using the last month to kind of just go over horror news, horror highlights, horror what have yous. This is also our first time recording since we've been back from Florida together, right?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Perfect. There's two things that I had that I wanted to go over, and that is, give me a second so I can remember the first one. Um,
This is
oh
why
yeah,
lists are important.
the Florida Film Festival.
Mm.
Um, I also would like to go over the Avocado Cannibal Women of the Avocado Jungle.
Yes.
We were gonna say that for Patreon, but we have some plans for Patreon already, and Aid only saw like the last half of it, so maybe not do like a whole episode about it. But I do want to talk about it because it does really be talked about. But first and foremost, we all went to the Florida Film Festival. Was this a horror event? Maybe. Were there some horror films being shown? Yes. Was I in one of them? No. I was in an action comedy. So we went to the Florida Film Festival. You know who else went? Christina Ricci. I was going to say Christina Applegate. Wrong Christina. Christina Ricci was there. Did not
Hmm.
attend, but it first started when Adrian and I, because Lance pussied out, went to
True.
a
Oh my
art
God.
venue to go socialize and be Juan with the filmmakers. We had a great, lovely time with our friend of the show, Jenna Cannell, and Tang Ho, who manages Atlanta production company Hoka Studios. If you want to look them up on Instagram, feel free. And they're the ones that produced and made the film Spray Bottle that I was in. And Aid got to meet him first by herself because, again, Lance pussied out.
Hmm.
And we got to saw a lot of naked bodies. And from that night, film related, we got to meet two pretty awesome people. Technically three, because one of the groups was two people, one was one. The first group we met was Penda, a drag queen from San Francisco.
If you want to follow her, you can follow her at Panda Dolce. And the name of her film was What Happened at the Library. And so basically that one, yeah. So that one, actually, I really wanted to go see it. It was they played it on last Thursday, but I actually had an emergency. I had to go do something, so I wasn't able to go out and see it because premiered it. Our they premiered it the weekend we were there, but it was early in the morning. And of course, it was just me and Mikey on our own because Lance decided to live his best life.
Mm-hmm.
And then the film played again on Thursday night. I'm sad that I missed it. But anyways, Pana Dolce, friend of the show. We
Mm-hmm.
are so glad to have met you because I think that looked like a really good one, honestly. And it was based on a true story.
Yes. So
Hmm.
what intrigued me, so Panda's a drag queen, a Asian drag queen, and she shows up in this beautiful gown, but we mean it. Not a shady version like Taylor Swift. But just this beautiful outfit and the best wig and great makeup. And she's there, I believe it was Rosen Eisner. I apologize if that's not how you pronounce your name, who was the co-writer of the film. And we have a bunch of controversies come up and we have a bunch of unfortunate events where people go and harass these drag queens at Drag Queen Story Hour, where they're not doing anything nefarious or not doing anything inappropriate. They're dressed like Disney princesses reading to children. Just like a clown will dress up as a clown to go entertain your kids, and no one has a problem with that. Drag queen is just an impersonator. Now, the poster intrigued me because it actually looks like a horror film. It has Panda all, and actually, I think she's wearing the outfit from the poster thinks that's what she was wearing in person because it's the same wig and everything. But it looks kind of like a horror film. It's Panda sitting in her kitchen looking forlorn, darkness surrounding her. And obviously there's like a negative energy going on. And so Panda is actually like the first viral case. That sounds bad. Panda was doing drag queen story hour when the Proud Boys came and basically like heckled and recorded. And the first time that a video went viral of drag queen story hour getting attacked basically by haters was Panda. So
I think I saw this on John Oliver. I think he did some like a blippet of the insanity of that. So
Yeah.
that's crazy. That's awesome. You guys got to meet the person.
yeah, and also Panda is her drag persona. The Panda out of drag is Kyle Casey Shoe. And again, like Adrian said on Instagram, they're Panda Dolce, Dulce, Dolce, depending where you're from. But again, amazing person, so friendly, so fun, like love talking to them. And then we saw them again the next day out of drag, but I still recognized him and loved seeing them. The bio for the film or the summary of the film is in the aftermath of a terrifying incident during drag story hour, a drag queen faces a different kind of ordeal while being interviewed by an ostensibly friendly media personality. So I definitely want to see this. We didn't get to see the showing the weekend we were there. It played twice, but I was already out of town that second weekend. So, guys, if you look these shorts up, I'm pretty sure now that they've all had a release date, there's going to be a way to see them somehow. So this is one that I want to see. Now,
Yeah, no, it looks great. Yeah.
yeah, the other filmmaker we met that first day is a tall glass of water named.
Ooh, I knew you were looking at him.
Of course I was.
He was sweet. He was from New York. What was his name? Peter.
Apostasy Blues, which this one also seemed great. This is actually a feature film, so hopefully this will be released and we can watch it. And it's not horror, but it is kind of like a cult type thing. And essentially, his name is Peter Pavlakis, and it's about a cult, one of those doomsday cult. The rapture's coming. The rapture's this day, yada, yada, yada. And this is what happens when that day passes and the rapture didn't happen. Sorry if y'all heard my dog. But yeah, so this is kind of like a drama about what happens when you join a cult. You're ready for the world to end, and then it just doesn't end. He was very sweet, and I did hear good things about this. This is his first feature film, and I heard really good things about it, so I'm excited to watch it. I added him on Instagram and I sent him a message, but whatever. He doesn't respond to me back. He just liked it, but it was fine. I'm not upset about it or anything.
Oh, Peter,
That's fine.
why?
You know what? Actually, we're going to cut this part of the episode.
Okay.
We're going to cut his film from the episode. I'm just kidding, Peter. So then we had our shorts block where Spray Bottle popped up and a special appearance by Lance happened because, God forbid. We all went to
It's
the
a real
movie
thing,
theater.
folks.
What's a real thing?
Recovery's a real thing.
Yeah,
God,
because Lance drank too much his first night, and Poppy couldn't come out the next night.
Hey,
so.
I mean, I'm old, as you guys like to remind me all the time, and drinking sometimes can be one son of a bitch. So, yeah.
Oh my God, it's almost like you shouldn't do it anymore.
Ah!
Anyways, yeah. So, and by the way, everybody, I don't know what's going on with you two because I drank just as much as y'all bitches. Adrian threw up at the bar. Lance is
did.
passed out in the Uber talking to himself. And I'm just like, I thought I was the weak one. So,
Okay.
turns out.
You know why I threw up. I threw up not
that's
because
true.
my tolerance is horrible. It's because
Bulimia.
I've been, yes. And so,
Oh my
Just
God.
kidding. Eating disorders
Just
are not funny,
kidding.
everybody. Trigger warning.
I know. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Good Lord.
I'm
Okay,
kidding.
Also, Florida people go hard, and Mikey was taking breaks, and he was drinking water in
Oh my
between. Where
God.
me and
I
Abe
didn't
were
eat.
definitely not
Taking
doing
break
that.
apparently is, hey, I'm going to have a glass of water in between these two drinks. I'm sorry if
Yeah.
Mikey was fair. Well, okay. So to be fair, so Mikey comes in Thursday night. I'm in bed already. So I'm happy that Lance was able to pick him up, and hopefully you didn't have to take the regular roads the entire way
Of
back
course
to
we
his
did.
house.
We took the
Of
grid
course we
lock.
did, because nobody believes in highways or e-pass or
Hmm.
I
anything.
wasn't in that car with that said e-pass, so
God forbid I'm worth
Yeah.
50 cents to get me home early.
I
oh
know
my gosh.
exactly. Like all you have to do is get on the highway and then give your mom the $2 later. Oh my God.
Yeah, he was really upset when we went to Fiddler's Green, by the way.
Yes, without me. So they ended up having a nice little night on Thursday night. And then Friday, I went to work and then we met up after I got off. And so basically, from the time I was at work, I went to the gym that morning. I barely ate all day. I barely slept. And it started raining and it got cold out. And I threw up at Little Indies because, it's nasty there. So
Yeah.
couldn't
So if
help
y'all were
it.
there, if you're the people that sat at the table after we got up because she threw up, sorry.
Yeah, sorry. That was me.
So he's like this fucking Lance and his friends.
Well, this is all this is all while Lance in the bathroom. And so Mikey and I get up really fast because I'm already mortified. I'm like, oh
Mhm.
my God, I have disgustingness all over me.
Yeah.
And
But
Lance
you know
comes,
what? We've all been
yeah,
there.
we've all been there. It's fine.
It
But
matched
yeah,
the decor.
it did. Nobody noticed.
Oh god.
Nobody noticed. It was outside. It's not like it was inside. We were
Yeah.
outside.
Oh, we're not animals.
I know, my God.
But did she stop drinking after that? No.
No. Well, then I
That,
felt better.
that was the champion motion right there. It's like, throw up. That just sounds like more room for me to drink some more.
Okay, well, the new medication I've been on just makes me nauseous.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
Lance.
so,
Well,
that's my fault, but it's fine. Although I will say, Little Indies does not provide napkins or any kind of, help for people in need.
Technically,
So
you weren't at Little Indies. You were actually at
then what is that one called?
the back bar. The back bar is called Dirty Laundry.
it
Okay, I
is.
was at Dirty Laundry and I threw
It's very
up.
strange. These
Big
bars
whoop.
are like a human centipede of bars attached to each other. So,
And there's no space in them. They're poorly built.
Oh my gosh.
And my credit card number got stolen at one of them.
oh, it's these people that Lance hangs out
So
with.
exactly. This is Lance's crew. Lance likes to slum
Never
it in
had it
the
to me or anybody else other than Amy. I can't imagine why that was.
Well, at any rate, Lance, don't let it happen again.
Mhm.
When I say I want to go to Will's pub to watch music, I don't mean those human centipede bars. And we'll get to Will's pub in a second. Special shout out to Stiletto. I'll mention that in a minute. So
Oh yeah.
the day before that, we were at the Florida Film Festival, and then we actually got to our little block, and we were there. Lance, Aid, the Slashers podcast were there. We were there with Jenna and Tang and Ray, and we all had a great time. You know how it's always like, how's it going to be when my different friends collide? And it was great. And we
Who
started
was
off.
the other guy?
What's up?
Who was the other guy? Wasn't that like Jenna's
Oh,
really
yeah.
good friend?
Sorry, I forgot him. What was his name? I have him on my phone. Hang on.
I was like,
I
he was
almost
really
freaked out. There was another gay guy in the crew, everybody. And I was like, hold up.
we can't have too many in the same place.
But he was dope. I liked him a lot.
Yeah, he lives in Tampa.
Yeah, he lives in
Mhm.
Tampa, and his name was. I have a group text with me and him and Jenna because I sent him an inappropriate SpongeBob meme.
I bet you did.
Didn't he? I think Jenna said something about he did like one of their
He scored
previous movies? Yeah.
Faceless After Dark, which is a movie that actually Ray is the director on and Jenna starred in. And he's going to listen to because he says he's listening now. Where is it?
Luckily for
Oh,
us, we
God.
edit this stuff.
Greg.
Oh, Mikey. Craig.
Hi, Greg, not Craig.
Greg. Okay.
Hi, Greg.
Hey,
Okay,
Greg.
okay.
Anyways, you're welcome that I allowed you to be in the group as another gay. So
I know. There's only room for one gay usually. So
I know we're like beta fish, but I allowed
And
it.
we had the drag queen with us for a few minutes too.
Oh,
so
drag
there's
queens
that.
are they can interlock with the gays.
That's true. Yes.
So the first short film we actually opened up with the horror short,
Oh yeah, the whole
the social media
do
influencer
you like
one.
me or something like that? Was that what it was?
Like me or love me
Yeah,
or
it's like me.
something.
Okay.
Like me. Okay.
Okay. I'm
Good
gonna cut
memory,
that.
Lance. Look at you.
Sometimes. Well, it was
Wow, for
actually
once.
really enough. What like technically the only horror in your block?
I don't think so. We'll get to there in a minute. There's horror adjacent, but this was the most shocking one. So
Yeah.
we start off with a bang with Like Me. Ashley Lauren Thomas, director and actress of the film. The summary is thanks to some surprise assistance from her cat, a young woman trying to crack the code of social media success stumbles upon the secret to instant virality. This one was fucking gross. And I don't get weirded out easily. But it was a lot. Kudos to their special effects team
Yeah.
because my anal sphincter, whatever it's called, was like, yep.
I mean, did you like the cat though? I mean, my favorite honestly was the one-eyed
The
cat.
one-eyed cat.
Yeah, like when you saw that, you're like, oh, okay, I'm okay with this. Like,
Oh, you finally like a cat because they only have one eyeball. That's nice.
I like special animals and
Wow.
having them
Oh.
cuddling on the bed, doing its little own thing. And I was like, oh, he's got one eye.
And
Like,
kitty's cuddling too. Hmm.
you always say your cat's kind of like what's the word you use? Demanding?
Hmm.
I mean, that's cats in general.
Well,
True.
probably.
But yeah, I know that when that first effect hits, I screamed. Well, I did. Didn't I scream? Oh my God.
You did scream. I was like, here's Aid goes already on her shit, and it's just the first one.
Well, thank God the rest of them were a lot tamer, especially, I mean, because you didn't expect, I think it was so jarring is that you don't expect the amount of gore
Yeah.
in such a short amount of time. So
Yeah, I was surprised this was the first one because like you really set us up for something. You usually, start low and slow and then you build up to it. But no, we went right in there with the body parts being cut off. And so I like that one. I would actually have liked to see no, actually I don't. I was gonna say I want to see a feature version of it, but I can't take anymore. Because this is like in the vein, I don't know if you've seen Excision or like May, where like
yeah.
a mentally unstable female is doing some things to herself she probably shouldn't be for the sake of either love or attention or whatever.
Hmm.
Taylor's oldest time, am I right, Aid?
Ooh, maybe we
But
should open up the month of May with May.
oh yeah, I do love May, and some studio is re-releasing it. Beautiful covers, beautiful cover. I'll have to share it to you all in a minute. Anywho, the next film, I don't really want to go too much into this one. It was kind of a horror, but this is one of the horror adjacent ones. Randy as himself. This one's about, so first of all, it's directed by Margaret Miller. She's from Texas, represent. It's shot really well. The scenery is amazing, and it's basically an interesting thing that I've never thought about, where they do these reenactments of these true crimes, and it shows like the sets, and they actually bring in the husband of the victim of the true crime for like
An
consultation.
interview. Yeah, right?
Yeah,
Like,
and also to make sure
okay.
it's like accurate. And, oh
Hmm.
yeah, and the interview, and they get one of his friends because like a small town that they're filming in. One of his friends is like think of like a Peggy waitress type person that works at a diner. That's her, and they get her to play his wife in this murder true crime, and so he's like watching it all go down. And then like the guy who's playing him, they can't find him, so they ask him to play him. It was just really fucked up,
Yeah.
and I was a little disappointed that it didn't get too deep because I was like, that's deep, like. You can tell there's something in this character's mind that's like, I'm about to break. But it doesn't act, it never really goes there.
Yeah. And it's also implied too that a lot of people thought that he did it.
Maybe.
So it's interesting if they had made if this could be feature length or longer, like could we explore the possibility of him actually having to relive
Yeah.
his
Yeah,
crime?
he also seemed very like country bumpkin type of scenario where it's like, well, it happened,
Good old Southern
I,
boy.
I didn't do it, but here we are. And then like, but then when it kind of seems crazy when he is in that reliving moment where he's like looking at the lady, and she's like, just take it in, just be calm about it and just enjoy yourself. You're like, what?
I mean, it's a commentary about how we exploit each other, right? And also too how she's being exploited because she's so excited to play this role, and they're only going to give her $100 for the whole day. And I'm just like, oh, bless your heart, gonna lay in all that nastiness, and that's all
And
they're
she
paying you.
keeps saying that like this is gonna open the door for her acting career, and it's like,
Oh, bless their heart.
yeah,
Yeah. So, I mean, and like, I never thought about it, but yeah, if they do these things in small towns like this, if they're reenacting and they have to go to the places where these crimes happen, like where else can they put it? And they've got like all the sets built in like a school gymnasium.
yeah. It was really cool to see all that. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I really, I just think like, how did the filmmaker get all that done? Yeah, but I guess they just throw in a bunch of money for
Well,
these things.
she said something about, I guess their background was in set design.
Oh, did
Like
she?
for yeah. I think she was saying something about like when it came to like the kind of like a question and answer thing at the end there. And
Hmm.
she said something or that or I overheard
Or maybe
them
it was the
talking.
person she was with because she was standing with someone, right?
Yeah. So like
Oh,
it was
yeah.
kind of cool because they had like the whole set, but it was kind of cool like, because basically she was like kind of like the way it's set up in there is the way we set it up because that's kind of what we do. And I was like, well, that must be nice. I'd be like have fun to like be able to like just kind of have your natural talent be able to put it into a movie and make it work with what you're trying to do as a story.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I did too. So the next one is another funny one called But He's Gay. But He's Gay was made by Michael Calciano. And the summary of this one is thanks to a mix up between text threads, someone's ex shows up at a Brooklyn friend group's party, and the vibe turns tense as everyone anxiously awaits the inevitable blow up. The director and the main actress from this film were there in attendance, and the main actress did amazing because it's like,
Hmm.
it's one of those like, I don't, in the interview they said that, oh, I could, be on her side. And it's like, I don't think I was ever on her side, but also I can understand. I sympathize, especially the way it ends. I sympathize
Hmm.
with the events and how they unfurled. And what I really liked about this one is the way it opens up is I thought she was gonna kill everybody.
It kind of gave
Like,
that off. I mean,
because
Yeah.
they're
honestly.
all screaming.
Yeah, they're all.
Yeah.
It opens up with like basically how it ends, which is everybody screaming in the background and this destroyed cake, and I'm like, is everybody poisoned? Is everybody like dying in the background? What's going on? So it kind of sets the tone of like being a tense like thing, and it essentially is this girl shows up to a friend's party, and everybody's kind of like weirded out that she's there, and she keeps talking about like having history with them, and
Hmm.
eventually you find out that they accidentally sent the invite out to an old text thread that she was part of.
Yeah.
Which is kind of funny because I think she actually said that actually it kind of came from an actual real event that happened to her and their friend group.
The director. Yeah.
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 So that's kind of
Which,
funny.
and that's the issue too, because when you constantly, we do this all the time when you're making these threads.
Oh, I know. We've done that.
So I know. So you just have to delete the old one altogether, people, just to save yourselves, the heartache later. But that one was my favorite, honestly. I loved every second of it. And it was just, oh my gosh, it was so true about how people react towards things because literally a lot of people were like, oh my God, she's here. And they just couldn't shut up about it. But the minute they see her, they're like, hi, how's it going?
All
How's it,
fake.
And I did not sympathize with her until the end. When I realized they're all ganging up on her because if you think about it from her through her perspective, even though her ex is gay, they were together for what, 3 years? The 3 years of her life he wastes, and she's just supposed to accept that, like not an apology, not get anything from it. Like I can see why. I understand from a woman's perspective why she was so upset. But then to have invited her, and when she finds out, like the shift in her face, like you guys invited me. Like, why are you acting like I'm not supposed to be here? And because from her point of view, she probably thinks, oh my, everyone's forgiven me. I can come to this party. We can just let water into the bridge, whatever. Nope.
It'd be different if everybody forgave her and she kind of moved on, but she had
Oh yeah, no, she
after
couldn't
as
let it
long
go.
as and the frustrating part to me is like, and that's why the movie's called But He's Gay. Like, and the whole movie is basically like she blew up on her ex-boyfriend and they had a big fight, and it's because they broke up because he realized he was gay and he was one of those that like it took a while for him to figure out, yada yada yada. And it's frustrating because like, well, what do you want him to do? Like, he
Yeah.
can't change it.
No, no, he can't. I think that he could have been more tactful about it.
Obviously, Aid's been through this before, but
No, but I mean, men in jail, don't waste somebody's time. You know what I mean? That's a waste of someone's time. Like, if you don't know what's going on with yourself, you shouldn't be dragging this poor person along. But neither here nor there.
I like how Aid basically literally verbatim almost said
She's the
exactly what
girl.
this girl said
she
in
is
Yes.
a psycho girl.
No,
Yes.
well then
That's fine.
Mikey, in the midst of everything, all the action at the end, he's like, "That's you,"
Yep.
and I'm like, "Yeah, that is me." I'm not gonna lie.
Oh my god.
That one was great. I would have loved to see a feature length of that one because the relationships, the chemistry between everybody is really good.
Oh my God,
Um,
everyone was great in that. It was
Yeah.
just so fucking good. Like the whole chase man, I couldn't stand.
I
Anyway.
know. It was good. Um, and then we had Finding Daddy, which is directed by Emily Wilson. It's two struggling adult sisters discover an online ad from their estranged, supposedly deadbeat father, played by wrestling legend Jake the Snake Roberts, offering his services as a sugar daddy. So they decide to track him down and find out whether he actually has money or not.
And Lance was
Um,
so happy.
Dude, I was like, that guy looks so fucking familiar. I'm like, who is? I'm like, is he like
Rocking
an
in his
actor?
seat back and forth.
I
well,
was
Lance,
so
if you know
excited.
how to read, it opened up with crediting him in the movie. So that's why I was like,
In the beginning?
Is that Jesus Singh? I was like, yes, Lance, if you just paid attention to the words that are on the
When did
Wait,
we
screen.
wait,
see him?
in the beginning of the movie?
Yeah,
No.
yes,
He
because
didn't
it has
say it, did
opening
it?
credits. Yes, because I would not have known that was Jake the Snake
Maybe
if I
that was when
didn't
he went to the
read it.
bathroom.
I did. Yeah, you know what? Maybe. No, I can't remember. I tried not to do that too often. The
What,
beer
go to
was
the
big.
bathroom. But either way, yes, it was Jake the Snake. And I
Yes.
could hear Lance talking about it for like 3 minutes the whole time. And I was like, Lance, we're still in the movie theater.
He was excited. He finally woke up from his debilitating
My bad coming away
hangover.
from drinking the night before.
Yeah. Two nights before, not the night
Yes.
before.
Well,
Um, but this one was amazing. The main girl was giving me very much what's her name from Bridesmaids? Um, Kristen
Oh,
Wiig.
Kristen Wiig.
She was giving me Kristen Wiig, but like she was so funny. And I don't know what was going on with her skin.
Oh my God, what the fuck was going on
Just a
with her
rashes or
skin?
something. I don't know if it was intentional or not, but like it was getting worse and worse throughout the movie. And the director said that she wanted to make a movie that was like that looked dirty. So I was like, maybe that was part of the whole dirty look. But it was so funny, and I liked how you actually like. I mean, before it ended, you were like, does he actually have money or does he not have money?
yeah.
And it was just so good. I loved it. I apparently that actress is in a lot of stuff, and I would like to see more of her because she's
Which one?
just
The blonde or
the
the
blonde
brunette?
one.
Yeah,
Okay.
the blonde. Oh, what was she in? I looked her up too, and it's something that we've all seen. Like she always plays like kind of like a wafy kind of character, so she did well. And she's eating that canopy. It was disgusting. So when the movie opens up on the other sister, and how nasty her apartment is, I'm just like,
Mm-hmm.
ladies, you don't need your father to help you out. Like, clean your house, wash your underwear. And, it was just so, I mean, it might be triggering because, like, essentially she's writing her suicide letter at the beginning. But she's like, I just need to get one last lay in. And that's how she finds her dad on Tinder or something, looking
Dear
for,
diary.
so he could be.
God.
Yeah, so her name is Cricket Arison.
Her name's Cricket. Is she famous? Like, is she like a famous kid? Like,
I
somebody
don't think
named
so.
Cricket, you always think of like somebody's like, oh, they must have a popular dad.
What's her name? Yeah, what's her name? Named her daughter, her kids, Cricket and Birdie. the chick from Dawson's Creek. Why can't I think of her name?
Michelle Williams or Katie
Busy
Holmes?
Phillips. No, Busy
Oh,
Phillips. She's in a
Oh,
shit ton of
she's weird,
things.
anyways.
She's weird, yeah. And she's really
Um,
good friends with Michelle Williams, which it's weird to think that they'd be friends. Michelle Williams like doesn't talk at all. Like she just sits there. You ever notice that? She's like a bump on a pickle. Anyway,
my God.
Sorry, friend of the show, Michelle Williams.
I
Um,
love you, Michelle Williams, but you know.
We being actors, we're like, yeah, you're kind of weird outside of this.
but yeah, I like her, and I would like to see more of her. Um, the other one that I really liked was called Public Freakout. And
Mm,
while it is not horror, there was a sense of dread that was just going on throughout the 10 minutes of this film. And it's directed by Julia Bales. It's a confrontation between a working man and an obstinate suburban teen at a gas station turns explosive when the boy's mother arrives and ratchets up the tension with her protective instincts. Literally, it's just a scene of a guy getting after a teenage kid and the mom stepping in to be like, hey, and this is all at a gas station. And it sounds strange and it sounds like it possibly wouldn't work, but I really liked it.
I thought, honestly, I don't know how you two felt about it, but it literally felt like a destination, like the from the horror movie. You know what I mean? Like because you're
Final
waiting because the kid was
Destination.
Final Destination. Yeah, Final Destination. Like where it's like the kid has a cigarette at one point, the one guy at the pump. You know what I mean? Like every little tiny thing was like I almost was like, I was like, oh, something else gonna happen? Is something else like
Yeah.
is this like
Well,
that? Which I liked, but I don't know what you guys thought.
well, that's what I meant by like a sense of dread is that the whole time I was like, something bad's gonna happen. Like either the whole place is gonna explode any minute now or something. And I mean, essentially, I guess spoiler alert, nothing happens, but like I remember out of all the shorts that we saw, it was that one line, I forgot what he tells her, and he's like, you must be miserable. And I was like, oh shit, that hit me in the feels. And I wanted to ask the director, but I was like, this might be condescending. So I was gonna be like, do you have kids? Um,
Well,
because it's something that you feel sometimes.
yeah. I mean, she clearly has to deal with a lot, which I liked with them because the movie follows their perspective first, right? Like the sister just wants to go to her chair and her brother's giving her shit and he's pissed off because he's got to be dragged to this, but he's only going because he wants to meet a girl, right? And then the mom's like, oh, you can't sit with them. And, you know, it was one thing after another. And it's the mom having to, you clearly can see that she's single mom. You don't know this. But
Yeah.
either she's doing this on her own, her husband's never around, or, you know, she doesn't have a husband and she's basically raising all three of these little asshole kids.
Four.
Four. Yeah, because there were little ones in the
There's
back.
two
That's
little
right.
ones fighting and the two
Two,
teenagers.
and then the teenagers, yeah. And I'm just like, Jesus Christ, you know? And my thing is, you know, I work with teenagers all day long, and that boy was indicative to like every little fucking, you know, thing that I have to deal with sometimes. And so his response was completely like correct. Like that's what a kid his age would have
Yeah.
reacted to if that guy was saying something. Now, should he have been smoking in front? First of all, who fucking? So that was the only thing because kids don't smoke cigarettes anymore; they vape. So that you know, if we'd set this back in time, this would be more, you
But
know,
how could you add the impending doom kind of vibe
yeah.
if it was a vape? He'd be like, "Stop vaping near the gas station."
Well, you know what it reminded me of? Because I had a public freak out at the gas station. I was, shut up.
What?
You? No.
Not me. No. No, I was on the phone with my cousin and I'm pumping gas in the car. And this is right down the street from the golf course on Parr Street, that little gas station I like to go to. And I'm, you know, pumping gas in the car and this fucking homeless white guy. Ugh. No, and I'm not saying homeless people are gross. I'm just saying this guy, I don't know if he was homeless or he was just broke, but he was young and you know wanted a lighter, confronted me in front of pumping gas, asking me if he had a lighter so he could smoke a cigarette. I was like, first of all, you interrupted my conversation. Second of all, I start screaming in his face. I'm like, are you fucking crazy? Like, you're at a fucking gas station. You're not supposed to fucking smoke cigarettes. And then he like looked really sad. He looked at me, he's like, I'm sorry. And I'm like, oh my God. I felt so badly.
Wow. Remember that time you
I
yelled at the
felt
skaters in front of your
so
apartment?
bad.
Oh, I know, right? She doesn't feel that
She
bad,
didn't feel
folks.
bad about that one.
Okay, well, listen. No, not the scares. Absolutely not.
Oh my
No, we
God,
paid
here it
for those
comes.
pots out there.
Ugh.
Those come out of
That's
the
why
HOA fees.
every time we're walking around, I see kids doing something. I just go, absolutely not. 'Cause that's what Aid said when we walked up towards them. Anyways,
Anyway, but yes, that was very true to real life. Very
yes.
true. Mhm.
But yeah, that is just a handful of shorts that I wanted to highlight and say, look them up if you can. They're worth it. I looked at all of the times, the run times for all of them. I think the longest one was like 15 minutes, so it's not even a big deal. Not sure where you can find them yet, but look them up, watch them. Sometimes they're on Vimeo. That
Are
was
we
fun.
getting into spray bottle or no?
I mean, yeah, there's also another one called Spray Bottle that I was in.
Mikey's a real hell of a promoter.
Well, I feel like we promote that one all the time. So Spray Bottle by Jenna Cannell.
Well, okay. So Lance and I's reactions, right? Or Lance's and my reactions to this, because, obviously you were in it, so you knew what it was about. Um, was that the guy from Walking Dead?
Which one?
The redneck guy that came in and tried to shoot the clerk?
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
he
wasn't
usually
there
has
that
long
day.
hair.
I mean, it is. Did she do that in Atlanta?
Yeah.
Did Jen do that?
Yeah, so then it was probably him, yeah. Because
I
that's
mean,
where
that's
they filmed
pretty much where that
Walking
was
Dead.
filmed.
The
or-
robber thing.
Yeah, the robber guy, but he wasn't in too many
Yeah. It
episodes, but
says The Walking Dead, his name was Jared,
yeah, I remember. Okay.
I guess.
But no, that one was great. I loved it. I'm not just saying because Mikey was in it, but it was a lot of
He
fun.
was in it.
No, it was a lot of fun. I loved it.
Yeah, it
I
was
thought
great.
it was entertaining. It was fast paced. It was probably one of the better production value, in my opinion.
Well,
Because there was
Madison,
one that one of them looked a little grainy that you didn't mention, but I don't know. I think
yeah,
that was
there's a reason why I
intentional.
didn't mention that.
Um, but I think that was intentional. I'm like, I don't think
So I
he.
was leaving it out of the list.
Okay, sorry.
I love this. But Mikey's movie.
We didn't have time to go over all of them. This isn't a participation episode.
But I thought it was fantastic. If and hopefully Jenna's able to get it into the feature length version of it, and then we can all enjoy it together on the big screen someday. So that would be a lot of fun.
She's working really hard too. I just know it's a lot of work.
All we know is that the pharmacist will be back. The sexy pharmacist.
Someone in the theater asked, and I was like, "Oh, thank you for thinking of me."
I know. Mikey did look good in the movie, everyone. So
Investment opportunity down here. For me.
Pharmacist still in it?
Yes, very much so. That's the hot pharmacist.
Yeah, and I was like,
Hey, that guy
20
outside did say you did a great job in your performance. The one we were walking by.
That was Peter Pazuzu or whatever his name was that I said didn't answer me back on Instagram.
Oh,
That was the director of the cult movie.
Pavlakis,
Yeah,
yeah, he's Greek or something. Yeah.
Peter
Okay.
Padalecki or whatever his name is. The next order of business is Cannibal Women of the Avocado Jungle that Lance put on while I was at his
I
house.
wonder why.
classic.
Lance was there when they filmed it. I know.
Well, I mean, it was in the 80s. I just wanted to say that this is on Hulu, everybody, and it's one of the Elvira. It's under the Elvira's 13 Days of Halloween or something like that. 13 somethings. It's one of the when she did a newer stream of videos, and I remember watching this one because it's the first episode of whatever series that she did, and I hated it when I was watching it. This is so dumb and boring. I wasn't paying attention, but Lance put it on, and so I was like, "Oh, great, here we go again." And I was actually watching it, and I was like, "Oh, this is actually like pretty funny and pretty good." And it's just so weird how it's not Trauma, is it? No, it's Full Moon.
Full moon, yeah.
Yeah, so it's full moon. So it's like tongue in cheek. They are being very what's the word? What's anti-feminist? Is it chauvinistic? No, misogynistic.
Misogynistic.
It's very like misogynistic, where basically like a group of women venture off into the California rainforest or jungle, and they separate themselves and they eat and sacrifice men as their like culture. And
Good for them.
they have like precious resources that the government needs. This is all made up, by the way, everybody. There's no rainforest or jungle in California.
Avocados.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's avocados. They need the avocados, you know. And so they share.
Those tariffs, man.
I know. What's her name? Was it? It's not Sharon. No. What's the actress's name? I almost said Sharon
Adrian?
Tate. Not Adrian Barbeau.
Oh, Shannon Tweed.
Shannon Tweed. It was the Shannon Tweed movie. If you don't know Shannon Tweed, she was in a lot of softcore stuff. Very beautiful. Married to Gene Simmons.
Yep.
Yeah. And so she's
you,
beautiful
Lance.
in this movie. And then we have the young student co-actress. She's great. She plays the ditzy college girl.
She was the playmate, I think,
Yeah.
out of the grouping.
Yeah, she was the playmate. She acted so well, and it was so funny. And the whole time I was thinking, I was like, nobody would play this part these days. Like, this movie would not have even been made, because essentially, Shannon Tweed is like a professor at a university, and what's her name? Bunny?
I think it was.
Yeah, little girl's name is Bunny. Yeah.
Yeah, Bunny is the college student. She's like the ditzy, like, like, she wants to go on this expedition with the professor to help her, and she wants to be like the professor and more like, you know, pro women. And the professor's like, no, it's going to be too dangerous. She's like, okay. And then the professor sees like this frat guy trying to like pick her up to go to like a wet t-shirt contest and all this stuff. And the girl's like, okay. And the professor's like, you're coming with me, Bunny. So she ends up taking her. And that alone, I love, because we talk about this all the time about feminism, is there's no one way to be feminist. Just because you want to be a strong, independent woman who don't need a man, that's great. But also, like, you can still be a feminist and still be like the ditzy, like, I want a man to take care of me. And so
I need a man.
yeah, and so it very lightly touches on that. And there's just a lot of like, I mean, the whole social commentary about just, you know, these women killing and sacrificing men. They have to turn to Shannon Tweed, she's actually, I think, a professor in women's studies. Is that what she does?
Yeah, I think it's feminist. Like,
Yeah.
she's like I think they're looking for another I think teacher initially, because that's when they goes off, because she wrote feminist books.
Yeah.
And then I think that's how they talked her into going
Oh,
on.
Adrian Barbeau. Yeah.
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 And, you know, like,
Oh my
almost
God. And Adrian Barbeau is 79, by the way.
right now
Right.
or in that movie?
Right now.
Oh, it's a long time
She
ago.
looks great, though. She still looks great. Good for her.
I think I saw her in was that TV series, the Cowboy Bebop thing they try to push. She was one of the characters on that for a little bit. But that's the last thing I actually saw her in.
Well, she was on the In Search of Darkness. They did a whole segment on her in the 80s one. Anyway, sorry, Mikey.
Did this movie pop up?
You know what? Probably because Adrian Barbeau had that 80s hair, so I probably saw pieces of it on there. I'll have to rewatch it now. But it's in part 3. So part 3, they showcase this whole segment on Adrian Barbeau, which obviously her name's Adrian, and she's like, you know, she's Billy. You know, call me Billy. Everybody does.
Yeah, she's a badass. She's a badass in this movie also. And really, this movie shouldn't work. It shouldn't be good. It shouldn't be entertaining, but it is. And we get a Bill Maher acting, quote unquote, because I'm pretty sure this is how he is in real life.
Oh,
With his bad tan.
Oh God.
dude, he has such a nasally voice through the whole thing. I don't know if just that was the audio or just how he was when that
I
time.
don't know what you were talking about because I like
has the
that was
same
the
voice.
first. Yeah, Lance was like talking about his voice. I'm like, what?
I don't know. I've
what?
seen him. I see him on his one show, and it sounds. I mean, obviously he's older now, so like I guess, you know, it's changed over the years. But like at this time frame, he sounds like a pimply young nosed snot kid type of deal. Like he must have been like literally
Young-nosed
21. Yeah, I think
No, let's look it up.
At that time frame, he had to be like in his 20s.
He wasn't in his 20s. He looked like he was in his 40s because he's 69 now. So when did that movie come out now?
In the 80s.
Okay, but what year?
Probably like 83, probably.
83? 89.
Oh,
Okay, so I was
Basically the
alive when this
90s.
movie came out. Okay, so 69 minus, or 89 minus 69 is what?
20.
Oh, what? 20?
No, wait, I did something wrong. I did something wrong. How many years ago? That was 35 years ago, 36 years ago. So 89 minus 36 is what?
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 No,
89.
69 minus 36.
Are you sure
It's
he's 69 right
33.
now?
69
It was
minus-
33.
Okay.
Okay, he's 33.
Yeah.
I'm not a math teacher, everybody. I don't. People do stop asking me to do
my
math.
gosh.
Like I get
No
so.
one, you're doing it to yourself.
Yeah, I know.
Well,
You
I
just
I didn't want to open up the calculator. Okay.
The colloquilator.
I got one of those ginormous
No, he
ones.
wasn't 20. He was 33. Which, you know, back in the 80s when you're in your 30s, you look like you're in your 50s. So
Yeah.
it makes
Oh my
sense.
gosh.
But yeah, so Adrian joined us for the end of that, the final thrilling conclusion of Avocado Women of the Cannibal Jungle. I don't know what it's called.
She brought pizza and wings. It was very
She
nice of
brought
her,
pizza
actually.
and wings. It was great. And then
Little did I know that they ate pizza the night before.
Lance doesn't remember what we ate before.
I barely remember giving him the pizza and going, I'm
He
going to
literally,
bed.
oh, everybody, I was at Lance's house. Remember, he was passed out and uber drunk. And so we get home and literally we walk in and he shoves the pizza and a cup of goldfish in my hands and walks into his room and closes the door.
Jesus.
Jesus,
sir.
whatever.
There's a difference.
Okay, a square-shaped goldfish.
He fed Mikey like he was the family pet.
I know. He put out my bowls, gave me some water, and he went to bed.
Hey, true love has no bounds when you're drunk and you're like,
Well, you know, this is why I took Mikey the next night because I couldn't possibly allow him to live this way once again.
It was fun. But yeah, and then another little quick spiel on the movie. We saw Rogue, the alligator movie.
Oh, that
or
was
crocodile movie.
good.
It was very
Yeah.
good, and it was very scary.
It was scary. Me and Mikey were on Lance's little what is it? Psychiatrist chair he has in his room.
oh my gosh.
It's a
They have
couch.
like mini kind of like, it's not even a love couch, but it's like a mini kind
I
of.
love couch.
It was a love couch that weekend.
I don't want to know what happened on the love couch when I wasn't there. I'm
And
good.
thank God it's leather.
Isn't it? That's the movie that we were talking about even when we were watching it, which is it was supposed to be one of the scariest moments in Animal.
Yeah.
Yes, it's in the Hoarder's Greatest. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was also on another, because the reason why I put it on is because I saw on a YouTube channel they were listing the scariest movies on Tubi, which is on Tubi for free, everybody. And so we put it on, and it actually was very scary. You go to effects and everything. Rada Mitchell, but I kept saying Raw Dog Mitchell, and
Is that Sam Worthington?
yeah,
Or no?
from Avatar. No, you're right.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, people get stuck on a little mud island in Australia trying to rescue someone, and there's a killer saltwater croc out there, which you guys think this crocodile is insanely huge, but saltwater crocodiles get really big. Look it up, Google it.
Dinosaurs.
Yeah, and it was scary. And I remember we were walking around Atomic Horror, and I saw something with an alligator, and I was like, that movie still scared me.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
I'm glad we watched it because I actually got it after I watched the segment from Horror's Greatest because I'm like, oh, I'll go watch it because I love Lake Placid. But this movie had a really different tone to it. I mean, there's a lot of stress.
Yeah,
Lot of-
Lake
lot of
Placid, no one
stress.
really dies except one person.
No.
Well, also, this one had that kind of like that tribal type of scenario, a little bit to it, like, you know, where like because they're all on the thing and then everybody has an idea and everybody wants to do this and then it becomes that survival thing first, you know.
People
so
versus
like
people.
yeah, so like it has that where your animalistic stupid nature kicks in, you know, where you're like survival, but like you're trying to get your family to survive, you know, whoever you love or whatever. So it had like other aspects to it that was really cool that you kind of forget, like outside of this gator, your other worst enemy is another fucking person that's there.
Yeah.
So
But yeah. So That's the little roundup that I wanted to do. Is there anything that you guys wanted to cover?
Did you guys see anything new recently? Because I saw a couple cool new things.
No, Lance. I've been busy.
Oh my gosh. Well, I saw Sinners today.
I want to watch that this week.
Yeah, that was kind of cool. And then I also saw what was it? In the Lost Lands? It's that one with I guess it's what's his name? George R.R. Martin. I guess it's another story that he had put out book-wise. It has what's his name? He's the wrestler, and then it's the girl because it's the director and the wife from
Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Mila
Jovovich.
Jovovich.
And what's her husband's name?
Paul W.S. Anderson.
Yeah.
So I saw that, and I'm okay with that. I got to watch it the way I did. Put it that way. But Sinners was actually really pretty good. You definitely will enjoy that. It's
Oh, interesting. Thanks for the invite.
What?
Well, what I did read about Sinners is it's like, so I read something about it's the highest rated opening of a film in like a decade or something. I don't know. There's some weird record that it broke.
Rated R horror film. I was reading that too. It was something about a horror film being rated R.
It beat out Terrifier?
It says Ryan Coogler's Sinners resurrects 2025 box office with record-breaking $63 million. And like Rotten Tomatoes, Letterboxd, IMDb, everything is like in the 90s for this audience and critics. And right here it says Sinners breaks box office records as highest grossing original movie since 2019.
Oh, okay.
That's pretty awesome. And Michael B. Jordan is fucking hot.
I know.
I'm upset because the trailer shows a little bit too much for my liking, but
a little bit. I thought that too because I was a little nervous. I was like, "Wow, you're showing a lot for like, this movie." But like, in the end run, it's not as bad as you think it is. I guess would be the best way to say that. And then like, he did a great job of I don't know what they did cinematography wise, like with having both of them in the same room
to play
talking
twins.
to each other. Yeah, but like that's gotten a lot better because you almost like couldn't tell.
Yeah.
Like it was disgustingly awesome. You're like, wow, okay, cool. And he did a good job of trying to have them be a little bit different, off kilter, kind of like as obviously two different human beings.
Yeah. I'm excited. I'm probably going to watch it this week.
Yeah, I'd love to talk about it. We could also maybe, one person decides to watch a certain unicorn movie. We could talk about that too.
I don't want to talk about the movie with you. Apparently, you have no taste, so I don't understand what the issue is.
I'm the one that's seen the movie, like someone.
Oh, I've seen it too. I'm not talking about Aid.
Aid's
perfect sitting over there by herself.
Thank you.
So I'm gonna actually probably try to watch Woman in the Yard tonight at some point. Let's see how that goes.
I haven't heard great things.
No.
Not that I've heard bad things. I've just heard middle of the road things, which ultimately is bad.
It didn't look like anything special to me. Like it's the same run-of-the-mill horror movie. You know, they gotta cut to like some things sitting in the yard. It's the same shit, and I'm over that kind of because it's a Blumhouse, isn't it?
I don't know.
I think it's Blumhouse.
I don't know, but I did hear it's one of those movies that's like an allegory for grief. And I'm like, I'm done with that. I don't want to see grief. Just tell me a scary story. Yeah,
like just be scary for Christ. Like we don't ask for much.
Well, you're gonna be enjoying Sinners then.
Lance.
Well, I'm just saying. You guys
will stop saying.
Oh my god.
You're saying too much.
Okay, Lance, you're done. First of all, how dare you watch it and not say anything? Yeah. And
secondly, this is Lance's last episode.
I'm not doing anything.
The first question when you type in "woman in the yard," what was the point of "woman in the yard"?
To bore the fuck out of me. I mean, and that's my thing. It's just
it's Blumhouse. So Blumhouse has some. Oh my god, I saw Drop. I forgot to tell y'all.
Oh,
Lord have mercy. It was really good. I liked it a lot. It was, I don't know where that main actress is from, but she is very
She was in season 2 of The White Lotus.
sure. But she's very easy to watch on screen. And it was, you know, I took my sister to watch it because when I came back from Florida, I was off the next day just to kind of, you know, give myself a little break from doing stuff. And my sister's a stay-at-home mom, and I was like, hey, you want to go watch it at like noon? She's like, okay. And we were sitting there, and my sister was like, my heart's beating so fast. And I was like, I know. It reminds me of, do you remember when Wes Craven made Red Eye? It's
Yeah,
very similar to that, but I liked it. It was really good, and the guy in it is so hot.
Yeah, I can't do that. You know me, I get anxiety. I just need to know what happens, and I'll be happy.
I'll spoil it for you later.
That's fine.
But yeah, Drop, PG-13. It's fun. I liked it. It also, I had like this huge essay written out of how, like, you know me and, you know, how horror's political. Drop
How
is,
dare you?
Drop is very, I don't know if they meant it or not, but like in Drop, if you pay attention to the dynamics, it's very much women looking after women. And like, because the players in this, you know, there's a bunch of people, you know, they even have some like red herrings in the restaurant of who's doing what, but it's the mom, main character girl, and then there's the sister who's babysitting her son at home, and then there's the bartender who's a woman, and she's also like is everything okay? Like in the commercial, she's like, how's the first date going? And so like there's a lot of subtext of how, like, you know, women shouldn't be turning on each other. Ladies who voted for Trump. And
Okay, when you say that, you implied that I did, and I did not.
not you.
So,
I'm talking about people, women. Talking about women
Yeah.
who voted for Trump.
exactly. All of you. I don't give a fuck who you are.
And it
Anyway.
just made me so happy to see these women basically rise above with the help of each other. And yeah, I loved it. I love that empowering shit. So go watch it.
Well, there you go.
But
exciting.
anyways, we're reaching the end of the hour, as Aid likes to say. That's her second most famous quote, next to, this was actually a
Audacity?
really good year of horror.
Oh,
However, and it's not Audacity, Lance, it's Audacity.
Audacity.
That's a wrap on this week's episode. If you want to see our faces while we ramble and figure out what Lance's word of the week is, check out our video cast over at youtube.com/slasherspodcast. Plus, don't miss our sometimes we do it, sometimes we don't deep dive into all things horror nerdy at the Comic Chop, only on YouTube, with much ado about nerding. If you want exclusive content, join our Patreon for monthly exclusive reviews, bonus episodes, killer new perks, and even some cute little trinkets from horror conventions. Join us at patreon.com/slasherspod and become part of the band. If you want to rock some slasher swag, our merch is available on redbubble.com. You can wear your support loud and proud by going to slasherspod.redbubble.com, or you can message me or Lance or Aid if you want one of the shirts that aren't on there. There's 2 designs that are not on there. The Slashers Podcast Bloody t-shirt logo, and that you can see behind all of us, and also the hand with the TV that says the Slashers kind of thing. If you want to hit us up, like I said about the t-shirts, you can find me at Horror and a Half Shell, A at Pathologically ADE, Lance at Zombie VS Hate. If you want to check out the group's Instagram, you can follow Slashers Pod for everything podcast related, and Mutant Goons from Beyond for all things weird and wonderful with our lives. If you can't figure out the devil box known as Instagram, then follow us on Facebook and come chill in the Mutant Goons from Beyond group for all the chaos. Shout out to our B-movie TV family. Catch Doug on Friday Night Actions and Yahira on Saturday Night Terrors, only on Roku. And a big thanks to our amazing Patreon members: Josh Gunn, Dinosaurs Will Always Be Awesome, Lorraine Ellis, my mom, Kevin Leamy, Vladimir Luis, Leslie Thurman, Cam, and Jay. I have a pretty cool video coming out soon because Jay gifted me a little blind box of horror stuff, so I was like, you know what a perfect thing for me to open up on camera and show the audience. So,
nice.
If you want to join these people, head on over to patreon.com/slasherspod. Just realized how weird that sounds. And become part of our horror family. As always, thanks for listening, and remember to stay spooky. Goodbye, and don't die.
Bye.
And die.
Look at these two men making out. It says
Oh, it's so gay, Mikey.
machismo.
Avocado
Oh,
Island.
Mikey, I forgot to. By the way, well, I forgot to give you this little corgi sticker I
That is
got.
butthole.
You know, it's so funny.
Oh,
And
Mike-
also, Lance, would you like to tell Mikey?
I was gonna say, Mikey, you left your Frankenstein here.
I left it. I remember I
He
put it in my
quotes-
backpack.
Literally where it's
He
supposed to be.
quote
Oh my
left
God.
it. So I will be and I went over to get my bag from Lance, and he conveniently did not put your trinket in my my bag
Told her
that
to remind me because I do have a short-term memory. Like I like to say, but she's like, "Right, there's no such thing." I go, "It's literally standing right in the spot that you left it in."
I
by
told you
itself.
to put it in my bag when I came to get it, because Mikey accidentally took my bag that I got from Atomic Horror and stuck it in Lance's car. So it was a whole fiasco.
There was just too much
Anyway.
things going, too much exchange of fluids going on over there.
Oh, well, while you have us, though, I think, oh no, we're not going to promote it because this will happen afterwards. Anyways, bye.
Bye. Don't trust
Bye.
Lance with anything you own with Frankenstein on it.
Oh my God.